I remembered something recently about how Popeye embarrassed me in school.
Do tell.
I was insistent that dilemma was spelled D-I-L-E-M-N-A as opposed to M-M-A.
Right.
Why would it be spelled that way? Because Popeye says dilemma. It's like someone saying pterodactyl.
Sure.
Yeah. Mrs. Southworth corrected me in front of the entire class. So don't base your knowledge of English spelling off of Popeye cartoons.
Also, don't base it off of Looney Tunes cartoons or you'll have to go see a psychiatrist. I see you're holding some boxes there.
Yes, I am. I love it already.
That must mean it's time for the unboxing show. This is a satellite show, Welcome to the Basement, where we open our mail. Things people send to us in our P.O. box. And we thank our donors. People go to welcometothebasementshow.com and contribute.
People like these people.
The Harvey brothers, Brandon, William, the Factory Boys, Malcolm, Kevin, Benjamin, Scott, Wilson, Alexander, Michael, Sarah, Dan, David, Christine, Mara, Mario, Stephanie, Marie, Zach, Eric, Ann, Jennifer, Ashton, James, Andrea, Maura, John, Melanie, Abigail, Adam, Avery, Mike, and Gail. The rest of our donors, later.
I don't know what the Factory Boys do, what they are, how they got their name, but they made the right choice. That is a great name.
Look at all these postcards.
I'm looking.
This is from Cyborg Viewer, a postcard featuring the lighthouses of Ohio.
Oh.
No, we don't know Red Letter Media.
No, we don't. Red Letter News, I used to know them. Madison joke.
This is from Andrew from the Jersey Shore. I hope you're having a great summer. I'm still enjoying your show down at the beach.
Oh, nice. He's still enjoying our show.
This is from Christopher in Maryland, who says, because we all need a hetero life mate, he sends us this Jay and Silent Bob postcard.
I'm Jay, right? I don't want to be Jay, but I guess I'm Jay.
This is from Sean over there in British Columbia. What do you think are the best movies about work? An open-ended question for Labor Day, which is coming soon. It's actually already happened, but that's beside the point.
It's still September.
It's hard not to say Office Space.
Looking at the postcard he sent, I'm thinking The Apartment.
Oh, yeah.
That shot reminds me of it. So...
This is from John in St. Joseph, Missouri. This is another one of his handmade postcards, yes. I believe. Have you ever seen a movie that unexpectedly reminded you of something that happened to you in real life? I recently saw Kill Bill Volume 2, and at the end when Bill is talking about who Superman is, it reminded me of a similar conversation I had with my dad. That's a tough question to just pull out of the hat.
So yeah, probably that's happened. Ooh, even with the...
And Jason Tucker Esquire, the lawyer, sends us the Sucker Punch postcard. He must have heard my thoughts on that movie many years back on this show. Yesterday, my wife and I saw a documentary about the first moon landing entitled simply Apollo 11. To my pleasant surprise, it was comprised entirely of historical footage, recorded audio, and news reports.
Audio on the moon?
Have you seen it? I haven't seen that, but it sounds interesting.
I haven't seen it, but I have seen First Man.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was kind of boring.
It's very melancholy.
It's very melancholy. Every time Buzz Aldrin showed up, I'm like, why isn't this a Buzz Aldrin story? Sure, he's kind of a dick in the movie, but at least he's vibrant. Yeah. At least when he gets to the moon, he's like, woohoo, I'm on the moon!
We got a little envelope here from Mark in Fulton, New York. Hey guys, my girlfriend Ginny and I started our vacation and sent some souvenirs. Niagara Falls.
Oh, slowly I turn.
Oh, original buffalo hot wings recipe right there.
Slowly I turn.
And this postcard simply from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa, sorry about that.
Wow. And now is the time when we answer viewer questions.
Nick P. asks, you've been to Hawaii, Alaska, and the Southwest. Have you ever left North America? Well, I've been to Hawaii, so that's not in North America.
No.
But I understand your question. There's room here in merry old London should you ever desire a trip further afield. Well, thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
I have done international travel, not as much as I would have liked to. Not as much as you have.
Not as much as I would have liked to.
I've been to your town, London, twice. 2 very weird short trips. And I spent about 10 days in France, a couple days in Paris, and then about a week in a seaside town called Trouville. But there's certainly other places I'd like to go. I'd love to visit Italy. Singapore has always been on my list. New Orleans, that's practically like a different country.
I've been to Costa Rica, which I guess is North America, and I've been to Chile, which leads into this question. Francisco Cruz writes, hi guys, I'm a big fan of the show, and I remember an episode where Craig said he visited Valparaiso. As a Chilean myself, I wondered what were his thoughts on Chilean culture, apart from the crazy bus drivers. And bus drivers were crazy. They really look themselves in the mirror when they address the past with Augusto Pinochet, the dictator of the country for, 15 or 20 years. They have an entire museum just devoted to this. When it takes Americans so long to just be like, all right, we did bad things to the Indians. All right, we had slaves. It's like some of us are still kicking and screaming into that. Also, salchiches means sausage. Hot dog is not a sausage. If I get French fries with salchiches, I want sausages in it, not hot dogs. That's not legally grown-up food.
Viewers of this show know that I have had a long-time confusion about the professional wrestler who I know as King Kong Brody, and who most other people know as Bruiser Brody. One of our viewers finally clears it up. Duck Clyde writes, the Brody name change in the Midwest was due to Sam Muchnick, St. Louis promoter and longtime NWA president, not wanting there to be any confusion with Dick the Bruiser, who was an institution in the area. I remember the Dick the Bruiser. So in the Midwest, WWA and AWA territory, he was always King Kong Brody, and everywhere else he was Bruiser Brody. AWA, that was my wrestling! I knew I wasn't crazy! It's big chair time for Mama, see?
The foundation I am establishing might be of some assistance.
Assistance? Son?
Dip me in gravy and call me Mr. Tibbs.
Each day, more debris, more debris.
Her lines are hidden in the tadpole pads. Lily pads.
A poet's life is his work, and his work is his life.
She's saying all kinds of things, but all I'm hearing is, you old poop.
My son Sebastian was looking for God.
Or a guard. I wasn't quite sure.
It's hard to make out the difference with this transatlantic accent.
After those nightmares, just to be able to lift up that...
She's crazy, Doc. Run.
Oh, he wasn't a family snob or a money snob, but he was a snob, all right.
He was a snob's snob.
Isn't that what love is? Using people?
It is? Oh, I've been doing it wrong.
I'll wait outside.
I must go now and lead a choir of misfits to realize their full potential in singing in a church. It's this act I do as a
Sister.
I'm a sister. Fuck it. Let's open some packages.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
This is from Tim in Providence, Rhode Island. It is addressed to Mr. Matt Sloan, English major.
This is from Alexander in Andover, Massachusetts. Welcome to the basement is who it's addressed to. No major included. It's movies. Tom Berenger in The Substitute. He's cracking down. And it also comes with Substitute 2. And then in this first one, there's also a second DVD, which is Substitute 3. This one has Treat Williams in it.
Why would a collection have 1 and 3 and not 2?
Yes, so we have Berenger, Treat. Who names their son Treat? Halloween fans, I guess.
Tim writes, Matt, your future in media is secure and assured, but no English major should be without my first book. Okay. Enjoy, best to everyone, and keep up the excellent work. Oh, okay. Tim's book is I'm an English major. Now what?
Oh.
This really would be useful for me.
Just think, if you had this book 20 years ago, you'd be off being rich instead of hanging out in a basement with me.
I'm guessing this is a variety of career opportunities for English majors.
We receive a lot of record albums from you guys, and Matt listens to them, and then he talks about them. These are some that he's recently listened to.
The theme for this is 80s music. First of all, we have Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog. This is an ironic title because Rick Springfield is a Bruce Springsteen type who is middle class rather than working class.
I see.
He's the Springsteen of the suburbs. You listen to Springsteen's first half dozen albums, every song is undercut with desperation and poverty.
Yes.
But with this, you don't get that sense of that.
That dog is clearly middle management.
Yeah, he's got the pocket protector and everything.
He's got the tie, yeah.
I don't care who you are, when Jesse's Girl comes on the radio, you're going to be turning up the volume. Because that's a pretty great song.
I have a Jesse's Girl story. When I was in college, I did summer stock, and I was sent out on an errand with another actor on the show. Now, this actor at the time was dating the woman who was supposed to be dating me. She was going to date me, and then she decided to date this guy instead for complicated reasons. So we're going on this errand together. Jesse's Girl comes on the radio, and he changes the channel. Some Guys Have All the Luck by Rod Stewart. He changes the channel. My best friend's girlfriend by the Cars. And then he turns off the radio.
Speaking of the Cars, we've got the Cars,
Hey.
Panorama. This is their third album that has none of their hits on it.
Really? Because their first album may as well be called Greatest Hits Volume 1.
Yeah, I gotta get that one of these days.
Is that
the girl on
on the
it?
cover?
A brief history of punk rock music. The Sex Pistols tour of North America proved that there is such a thing as bad publicity. And after that, record labels wanted nothing to do with punk rock. They still liked the image of it, but they didn't want the danger. And so they started grooming bands to have that kind of swagger, but to still be clean cut and not dangerous. I think the Cars was one of those bands. The Jay Giles band. The Pretenders. And then you had, of course, punks who made the transition into pop stars like Billy Idol and Joan Jett. I'm not sure what to say about this other than that it's more interesting than Rick Springfield. In terms of Rick Ocasek's voice, I really hear shadows of Richard Hell and Jonathan Richman in his singing, where he'll be singing and then he'll be talking. We have the original motion picture soundtrack Staying Alive. This was the 1983 sequel to Saturday Night Fever. The gatefold offers an unpleasant image, to say the least. Mm-hmm. The Bee Gees are at it again. Your brain is a lump of clay. And anything that happens, any person you encounter, a song you listen to, a book, whatever, a poem, if it affects you, it makes a little imprint in that clay. My clay was unchanged listening to this. No, nothing. No thumbprint. I will acknowledge that the Bee Gees are a great band. Mm-hmm. Staying Alive is one of the greatest pop songs of all time.
Yes.
But these songs, they're just nothing. Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party. Oh. Look at that.
Who could ask for more?
This has got Dead Man's Party and Weird Science on it.
You don't need to buy those two soundtracks.
It's just great nerd rock. And then lastly, we have Robert Plant, the Principle of Moments. I don't envy Robert Plant in 1982. You were just in Led Zeppelin, and now you're with these guys. And it's got to be tough, but when you're Robert Plant in 1982, you say to yourself, I don't have a band, but I still have my looks, I still have my hair, I still have my voice. I'd like to continue being a rock star, please. Here is my mediocre album.
I don't think he had an entirely unsuccessful bout in the 80s.
Oh, it was successful.
Yeah,
but not critically acclaimed.
Yeah, but he tried things, the Honey Drippers, Paul Schaefer.
The song on here still gets played. In the Mood. Mm-hmm. I'm in the mood for a melody. I'm in the mood for... etc. And you listen to that and you think, I think this is a Zeppelin song off of Coda. Okay, those are the records.
All right.
This is a package from someone. There's a letter.
What the hell's going on with this box? Oh, it's this side of the box. I had it upside down.
This is from Crow. He says, hello, Matt and Craig. Included is a piece of art that I made a while ago. And then written above that it says, couldn't find it. And some movies that I thought would be interesting for you guys to watch. Brotherhood of Justice with Keanu Reeves and Kiefer Sutherland.
Early 90s heartthrobs. I wonder if they'll make it someday.
Millennium. Rutger Hauer RPG. Real Playing Game. Oh, the old Dark House.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Final Cut with Robin Williams and Mira Sorvino. And finally, Future Sport with Wesley Snipes.
Who thought of that title? We can't beat Rollerball. We can't beat the Hunger Games. Future Sport.
Special appearance by Wesley Snipes, starring Dean Cain.
Dear Matt, Craig, and Tona. Oh, this is from Kai and Susan. Thanks once again for amusing us on a weekly basis. It was particularly fun to see the book we sent you, Variety's Complete Science Fiction Reviews, appear on the show a few times. The enclosed hard drive contains a bunch of movies that are not commercially available. There's an enclosed hard drive here, Matt.
Yeah, I see it.
I got a cord, too.
Let me see that cord. Okay.
It's got some fan edits.
Ooh, I hope it has that Topher Grace version of Phantom Menace on it.
Yeah.
Your hard drive is safe. I can guarantee that.
Fan edits. These re-edited versions of famous films are legit to keep if you have a copy of the original, which is very likely since they are things like Star Wars. Movies and TV shows that have never been released for sale, and HT versions of films only available on VHS or DVD. Well, thank you, Kai and Susan.
Craig is now going to tell us about the rest of our donors.
Anthony, Ralph, Mitchell, Emily, Alfred, Bernard, Brian Kelly Illustrations, Patrick, RPC Services, Shelby, Paul, Andrew, Joseph, Reed, Adam, Jeff, Lindsay, Pop Liturgy, Abraham, Lucas, Luke, Brian, Robert, Carelock Services, Thomas, Philip, Catherine, Grant, Stephanie, Kieran, Laura, B.A., Mikey D.
Okay, we've got one more package to open. It is for you.
Oh.
I believe it's from Therese.
Oh, yes, it's from Therese in Kingston. Curly Whirlies.
Ooh.
Night Night Scotland. That's great. Opening up my son's window to the world. Whiskey Galore. British movie. Do you know this movie?
No.
Yeah, it's one of the Ealing Studio movie. It's quite fun.
Okay.
Henry Good's classic Black Licorice. Greetings from Edinburgh to Matt, Craig, Tona, and Lorenzo. Lexi and I are heading into the Fringe Festival, but that doesn't stop us from getting our Welcome to the Basement fix when the new show goes up. Hope you all enjoy the Scottish-themed gifts. So that explains it. Scotland and Scotland.
All right, Fringe
1,
Festival.
2 buttons. Oh, thank you very much, Teresa. And thank you everyone who's watching unboxing.
Paul with an O writes, you guys should recommend the episode to watch at the end of the video. It would give us something to watch right after.
Oh.
That is an excellent suggestion, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't think of it myself. So Craig will now recommend an episode from our back catalog.
I recommend Panic in Year Zero. It's a fun one about a very bleak subject matter, and it's actually a pretty good movie, Panic in Year Zero.
It's not bad.
There's also a lot of punching.
There's a button at the end of this that you can click on and watch Panic in the Year Zero, and now you can watch this.
Oh, you were superior to mere mortals.
So we were. We needed no one but one another.
Bastion only needed you while you were still useful.
Useful.
I mean young. Able to attract.
She's babbling again, babbling and lying.
He left her home because